Deion Sanders is bringing a ton of talent from the transfer portal to the Colorado Buffaloes, but how far away are they from winning a national championship? In today's video, I added a superstar for every season that they don't win one to see how long it takes to get them to the top of college football. We'll be using a random wheel generator to figure out who we're going to add to the team. First team is going to be Texas, meaning we'll add Xavier Worthy to our wide receiver room, a group that needs quite a bit of help. We finished 3-9 though, so this could be quite a long video. Deion Sanders takes a step forward as a passer. Rushing attack takes a step back because of that. And we'll see how Xavier Worthy does. Leads the team in receiving yards. So that's a good start. Defense appears to be good as ever. At this point, we're just trying to accumulate talent. So it might be a little while before we play a game. Buffalo here. Marcus Fuqua will join the safety group and add to a defense that's pretty solid. Finished the year 9-4, so better than I expected. Deion Sanders, again, after having a solid season as a passer, which is good. The rushing attack takes a step forward as well. So the offense appears to be a little bit more explosive. Xavier Worthy, once again, leads the team in receiving with over 1,000 yards. And the defense appears to be pretty solid. Year three, and we land on Washington State. Quite a few talented players we can pick. We're trying to go with current players. So Brennan Jackson on the defensive line is who we're going to go with. Upgrades our defense to a 92 overall. A 6-7 season is disappointing. Shedeur is keeping the stats pretty much the same, reduces the interceptions. Rushing attack also stays the same as what they had before. And Xavier Worthy, once again, leads the team in receiving. Defense took a little bit of a step back. Next, we are going to get a Clemson player, which we are going to go with an offensive player in Will Shipley to bolster our rushing attack, giving our offensive boost to a 93 overall. But it doesn't appear that that helps much. So we're going to have to add another superstar. After everything I'm seeing, it looks like the defense could use a little bit of help at the linebacker position. Wisconsin should help with that with Mema Njamita. That should bolster our defense as well. And just like that, we're all the way up to a 93 defensively. And we finished the year 8-5, disappointing. And Shedeur's really got to get those interceptions down, or we're going to be in trouble. Will Shipley obviously having a good year, over 1,300 yards. That's an instant impact player. Xavier Worthy once again leading the team, and the defense is pretty disruptive. To speed things up, we are going to add two superstars now. Virginia's cornerback Fentrell Cypress will join the team, as well as West Virginia's center Zach Frazier. Both our offense and defense are up to a 95, and we start the year 7-0 with another big test against the Washington Huskies the following week. We are ranked all the way up to the third in the country, and we come out with a huge win, 42-23 over Washington. Kind of like this year in college football, the Pac-12 appears to be locked and loaded for a very talented group of teams. USC comes in at number 7, and it gets it started with a 7-0 lead. They also add a field goal, so it's time for us to jump in and see what we can do. Shedeur is looking for his favorite target, finds Xavier Worthy for a touchdown, quick response in the second quarter. Defensively, we get an interception by Nico Reed. Caleb Williams makes a terrible throw, returning it all the way back for a 14-10 lead, a quick turnaround for the Colorado Buffaloes. Shedeur once again is having a great game, looking for his favorite targets downfield, and Xavier Worthy is having an incredible game, helping Shedeur break school records. And with a lead, we turn to Will Shipley to carry the team into the end zone, going up 26-13. And later he adds another touchdown to start the fourth quarter to give us a 2-touchdown lead, and we hold on for a 34-27 win. We finished the year undefeated. We're all the way up to first in the country. We're playing Oregon State for the conference championship, and we get a stop early on, get the ball back. A 3-0 lead for us heading into the second quarter. It's a low scoring game so far. Oregon State goes up 7-3. And again, we are struggling to move the ball down the field. We are struggling to put up points on the scoreboard, and suddenly we are down 14-3. We do find a way to get on the board, 14-11, 17-11, and we're in the red zone here. We cannot pick up yards. Shedeur is dropping back to pass, can't find anybody open, and he's going to get sacked for a loss. And later we throw the ball up at the end of the game, and he cannot come down with it. 13-1 to finish the year. Shedeur has a much better season with over 33,000 yards. Will Shipley rushes for over 1,000 once again. Xavier Worthy had a huge year, 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns. Defense has pretty good disruptive numbers. Back to the wheel, and we are going to add an LSU player. Mekhi Wingo will be exactly what we need defensively to become more disruptive up front. We're also adding USC, and we could add Caleb Williams here, but we have Shadur, so we're going to go with another wide receiver in Dorian Singer to help up Xavier Worthy. Our offense and our defense are up to a 97 overall, starting the year 4-0, and we have a big game coming up against number 6 Oregon. We find a way to win that game 35-21. And once again, we're seeing that the Pac-12 is a very difficult slate, but we are finding ways to put up points. Arizona State and Arizona don't provide too tough a test. Headed trip to UCLA, which also proves to be a easy win for us there. Number 5 versus number 6 in Washington. Once again, the Huskies provide a challenge. Getting things started with kickoff here. We're going to take the ball back. The offense and defense get quite a bit of recognition. That's what we've been adding. But the special teams is going to get us started here with a big return to open up the game. Shedeur then takes that and nearly throws a pick. Not a good start with the first drive. Later in the first quarter, we throw an interception. Not an ideal start to this game. And Washington is going to take that all the way back to the house for a 7-0 lead. Shadir looks to bounce back from that early interception, throws it over the middle, and has his tight end at midfield. He also will give the ball out to Will Shipley, his star back, pick up some good yardage there. Passing attack appears to be settled down as he's just gashing Washington up the middle. A big response here. Will Shipley once again, a nice juke to pick up some extra yards. And on 3rd and goal, we find Jimmy Horn in the end zone. Game is tied at 7. We're running triple option. Looking to pick up a first down on 2nd and 11. Shadur will do that with his legs. He also finds his receiver downfield, a good hitch route here to move the chains once again. And we're finding that Shadur Sanders has a very up and down game so far, throws another pick, and Washington is looking for its second pick 6 of the game. They will get the ball deep in Colorado territory. Michael Penix Jr. is looking, can't find anything. They have to settle for a field goal. Shadur goes back to what's working, which is going over the middle. Over the middle is going to be a huge play for Colorado in this game so far, and Shadur is hoping to just avoid throwing picks. Another huge reception by Jimmy Horn once again over the middle. Shadur is looking for the end zone and once again finds Xavier Weaver over the middle. As usual, halftime, we are up 14-10. Shadur is looking to get a strong start in the second half, and he's going to do that. Finds Xavier Weaver again for a 21-10 lead. Later in the fourth quarter, Will Shipley will bring it in to give us a bigger lead at 28-10, and Shipley will add yet another score to put us up even more to win the game 36-18. USC having a down year, so we win in a close one, but it's still a solid win. Utah, we find a way to win by 12, which puts us back in the conference championship. We're looking to redeem ourselves, and we do. That puts us in the big game against Oklahoma, number 1 versus number 2, a former Big 12 matchup. This will be a tough one for us to win. We are the number 1 team in the country. Let's see if we can get off to a better start than we did against Washington. Shadur is rolling out to the right. He's going to use his legs, and there's another turnover. Not an ideal start for the Colorado Buffaloes, but our defense holds them to just a field goal. If we can just hang on to the football, we should be in good hands. Shadur is hoping to bounce back from an early turnover, not going to pick up very many yards on first down, running a screen pass on second down to hopefully pick up extra yardage. That does not work either. So a big 3rd and 9 coming up. And once again, over the middle is just a killer for the teams that we face. And Shadur is taking advantage of that as much as he can. Finds his new target in Dorian Singer across the middle as well. That is something that will be huge for this team as the game goes forward. Shadur's legs also appear to be playing a big role in this game as well, picking up extra yards as long as he can hang on to the ball. And he throws up the seam to Jimmy Horn to put him up 7-3. It's going to be a tough game because Oklahoma's offense is so good at running the football. Dylan Gabriel gashes us a little bit. Javonte Barnes is doing his part to pick up a first down. And Dylan Gabriel's arm talent is also on full display here. Nice corner route there. And then once again, his legs are really hurting us. Tackling is a little bit of an issue right now, and Oklahoma is having a pretty good drive so far, but our defense finds a way to step up, and on 3rd down, we find a way to almost create a turnover. Sure, looking to respond after that drive, build on the momentum. He's looking deep for Dorian Singer, and Dorian Singer makes a nice one-handed grab, finds a way to keep hang on to the ball and picks up a huge chunk of yards for Colorado. Once again, we're going back to gashing the middle of the field to build off of that big play. Shadur does get sacked, though, loses quite a bit of yards, and then nearly throws an interception, overthrows his man in the late in the first half. And we're just trying to get something, had a guy open but can't get the job done. Second half is a big start for Oklahoma as they find Javante Barnes on a screen. We cannot bring him down. Picks up a huge chunk yards to put them in Colorado territory. Dylan Gabriel does follow up with a near interception, so that almost was disastrous. And they're just finding ways to get their playmakers the ball, and they're picking up first downs pretty easily on this drive. Once again, a dangerous throw by Dylan Gabriel, and we pick it off. Shadur is being forced to use his legs a little bit more. We're maybe not trusting him after making some questionable throws, but he is still going over the middle quite frequently. We still need him to throw the ball well, find a way to get the ball to his playmakers. Will Shipley is one of those guys. Getting him space is going to be a huge advantage for Colorado in this game, and getting the ball as a running back will also help as he picks up huge chunky yards going into Oklahoma territory. Shadur rolls out to the right. He is looking to throw, makes a smart decision by just going out of bounds and throws it over the middle to Xavier Worthy for a touchdown. A 14-3 lead for the Colorado Buffaloes in the third quarter, and the defense is trying to pick up the slack from there. A big hit to limit them to just 1 yard. Dylan Gabriel on 39 is looking for a guy downfield. He does find Drake Stoops to pick up a key first down. Javante Barnes continues to gash this defense. Surprising that Oklahoma does not have more points, as they have picked up quite a few big chunk plays, and Dylan Gabriel is a big factor in that. Again, Colorado's defense is getting gashed right now. There seems to always be a player open. And right now, Austin Sogner is making them pay, nearly gets into the end zone inside of the red zone here. Can they get a stop? Colorado gets a stop on first down, second and goal. They get another stop to prevent them. And third down, they get another stop. And Oklahoma is going to go for it. They're going to throw it to the flat, and they're not going to get it. A potential statement drive here for Colorado, and Will Shipley is going to get the ball rolling with a big gain on first down. Shadur will roll out to the left. Nobody is open, so he will take off with a lot of room to run. Does not slide and takes a pretty big hit. And we're going back to the pass. This is where we really need Deion Sanders to step up. But we're also going to keep the running game going, but it's not enough as we turn it over on fourth down. Dylan Gabriel is looking to respond on first and 10, 7-yard gain to get this drive started. He will drop back once again. He's looking for a big gain. He has a guy wide open on the outside. It's Andrew Anthony for a big game for Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel is looking again to pick up big chunk of plays, and he finds Andrew Anthony once again. It is a 14-9 lead for Colorado, and now it is 14-11 with the 2-point conversion. Late in the fourth quarter, so they're going to go with an onside kick. Colorado does recover, and they just have to find a way to run out the clock, and they will. Colorado wins the national championship. Let me know who else you want to see in this series. Who do you think deserves a bunch of superstars to turn them into national champions? Colorado had a pretty compelling case to be the first team to do this. And as you can see, it took a little bit of time, but they do find themselves at the top of college football.